have someone. Are we on? How are you? Who we got? Swittledink. That's the name, Swittledink. How are you? I thought I would go live early. I know it's very early, but if there are people in the UK and whatnot, and we need to get some questions and answers out the way, we can do so now. Seems like YouTube is going down and down and down and down. I don't know what's happened, but from a lot of the Jess, you right, Jess? Jess is in the Facebook. 4 a.m. in where? Tulsa. Yeah, YouTube seems to have gone down. Like Capricorn, Pisces, Gemini, Leos, 400-500 views. That is like, I've never experienced that in my whole life. My real name is Sweetheart. Weirdly, really? Your actual name is Sweetheart. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello from Australia. Good morning from USA. Wow, what time is it where you guys are? You're going to have to see my face. I'll put my face on the screen. Whoa, with no filter. Steve with no filter. Steve looks older than what he normally does on screen. How is everybody anyway? Anybody noticed anything weird going on around YouTube while we're here before we get on with the questions and answers? But wow, I don't know. I think it's probably me. I mean, I have been telling people to leave, I suppose. But it's the views. No one's watching it anymore. Very crazy. So YouTube is not earning me a penny at the moment. So no YouTube videos. There's loads on Patreon if you guys want to join. I will also talk very briefly about what is coming up for the channel and myself. If it was also false advertisement, yeah, I know. I'm a little bit older than normal here, Jess. But yeah, I've applied for 3 courier jobs that are coming up, and I've pretty much got all 3 of them, I think, all at once. It's typical. All 3 jobs came in at once. And one of them is a long-distance courier driver that drives across England. Well, it'll be very scenic. You get to see some lovely places like Wales, Scotland, different places of England. And I will also vlog it as well for any of you guys that want to join my vlog below. And see me driving and doing stuff, and I might do tarot readings from the car or the van. So it'll be fun times across Britain. But as it stands with tarot, all I can really do is Patreon. So your weekly readings, I've just done Leo and Capricorn, I think. And they're 2 weekly readings all of the time on Patreon. So that's the only place that you'll probably find me at the moment. But yeah, why I'm not doing star signs on here is just because they're not doing anything. Like, for instance, what's been happening, say I do a Cancerian reading. Everybody wanted cancer readings. So I did a cancer reading. I think it reached 300 views for a person that's been doing YouTube for 6 years. That's not good. 300 views. I gain 1 subscriber, and then I'll do, say, a Leo reading or Gemini reading, and I'll lose 2 subscribers. And then I'll do a Virgo reading and I'll lose 2 subscribers. And it's that bracket where no one's watching it. I'm losing. I'm not earning any money. And it just seems like it's pointless. So sorry for you guys that have been wanting messages or you've been following me. I'm trying to think of ideas that can help, but I can't seem to come up with anything. Even contacting YouTube doesn't seem to have helped. They just said, look at your thumbnails and use more captivating titles and try to keep people engaged by watching the video all the way through. But even that didn't help. So, no idea. So, I thought that on YouTube at the moment, I would do the lives, and which is question and answers if you join the button below. And then also, which would be shorts. For each star sign, do shorts. But if you want full 2 weekly readings for star signs, you will need Patreon. This bit is for the people that come up in green that have paid. If you want to join, you can, free at any time. It is $2 to $3, I think. It's very cheap. All month you get free question and answers. There's teaching videos and all sorts of stuff over there. Meditation music, all that sort of stuff you get free, and it's $2 or $3. So it doesn't cost much, and it is what is keeping me afloat. I haven't seen you on here for ages and even look for you. I miss you, Taurus Awesome Chick. Thank you, Taurus Awesome Chick. Yeah, I can't help it. The algorithm is just, I'm spending money. I've spent loads of money on YouTube trying to figure out how to work it. I've joined vidIQ, which is £50 a month. I always had TubeBuddy. I followed their instructions. I try to make captivating, what do you call it, thumbnails. Tried to do all of that. Spent loads of money on editing software in order to make thumbnails. I did that. That didn't work. Captivating titles. That didn't work. So everything I've tried hasn't worked. So I think I've got a calling maybe in a different direction. So yeah, so it's very strange. But like I said, man, are people actually looking at their subscription feed or their homepage? Because there's two different things on when you go on YouTube. When you open it up, it automatically puts you on the home screen, which means people that you may have watched from the past and new people that might come up as, like, you know, people that are trending and stuff like that. But if you're subscribed to like 10,000 different tarot readers, it could be blocking up your feed, and that's why you don't get notifications, or you don't see me because you're subscribed to too many people. And then it also might be because you're not actually looking up the bit on the left where it says subscriptions, and you go through all the people that you're subscribed to. But yeah, that might be a reason. I don't know. Why is that? Who are you needing to look? What's that? You haven't seen Steve on here. Vlogging. Yeah, I might do that, vlogging tarot. So I'll do vlogging because I'm going to vlog all of my experiences of where my calling takes me next. And I'll try to make that interesting. So I'll be traveling across England. So if you guys want to watch me do that, then you can join the traveling, because there's loads on there at the moment of me and my girlfriend. And then, yeah, there'll be loads of stuff from there. But then I will also do tarot from the van and car, and also here when I get home. South Wales. Oh, you're right, South Wales. I might be coming up to Wales very soon. Gwyneth. Yeah, got a long distance courier driving job. Hopefully, I applied. I got loads of emails last night saying just give us your details and then we'll get you on the road, and that will be to places like Wales, north, south, west, loads of different places in Britain and England. So if you guys are Brits, if I'm in that area, I'll let you know, and then you might be able to see me when I'm. We call it in England, we call it tramping, which means that if you're a long distance courier driver, you basically pick up a load of parcels to go to, say, I don't know, Wales. You drive to Wales, and then you tramp, which means that you sleep in the back of your van or your car until another job comes up that takes you even further, or brings you back this way to pay for everything that you've done going that far. So you can spend a whole week on the road, sleeping in your car or van. So that might be fun. So we're going to try a bit of that as well. But we'll also do some tarot from the van and car as well. Yeah, I'm not very good at my Welsh. I normally come out with, what is it, more of an Irish accent when I'm doing that one. Welsh is, what's it, up the pub then, is it? Up the pub then, is it, Gwen Willeth? Yeah, I'm not very good at my Welsh accent, but apparently it's beautiful up in Wales. So I do plan on hopefully trying to grab a job that is that way and come to Wales. Come to Wales then, is it? What is that? Okay, but what about a van and car in the US? Ooh, dunno. Yeah, in the US it's completely different than the US. Completely different in the United States. It's different, like completely, like British traveling jobs, courier jobs in Britain is different. It is beautiful, yeah. Yeah, I plan to vlog everywhere around Britain, really. That's what I want to do. Because you get some really nice places. I remember a while ago you done a reading and mentioned Once Were Warriors. Had me shocked. Yeah. Yeah, Once Were Warriors. Yeah, that film was very disturbing, but that was for was it not Australia, but yeah, so at the moment I've been anybody realise how good I haven't got a drink. Shit. Anybody realise how good beans are for you if you're looking for things that are very healthy in order to eat? Is beans. So I've been eating broad beans, butter beans, chickpeas, which is also a bean, and then mixing them up, blending them up into a paste, and then putting other stuff with it, and then putting them in the air fryer to make like a put onions and stuff in there into like a little hot muffin. And they're actually really good for you, beans. Hello from Canada. All right, Canada. New Zealand. That's it, New Zealand, yeah. You're right there, Gil. You want to put some fucking makeup on your face there, Gil. Lesbians, yeah. Flick the old bean with the old lesbians. Yeah, black-eyed peas. Or black-eyed beans, they're also really good for you. And the oxidants of the colour, like black beans or green beans, or it comes off and it makes your skin like actually the colour that your skin's supposed to be. And it's very good for like cancer, like deterring cancer away, white blood cells, red blood cells. So yeah, I've been actually eating a lot of beans, and it makes me feel completely different. I think it really helps out my ADHD. Stopped drinking caffeine, started drinking water. And yeah, mental health properties of beans and water, really good. So anybody want to shed their view on what's happening with YouTube just lately? Are the bigger people still getting bigger, or are the bigger channels getting smaller? You know, I don't watch tarot, so. I think I get too involved with my job, like when it comes up with all of this gang stalking and witchcraft stuff. You know, half the people I deal with, I know deal with paranoia. So, you know, instead of keep fighting people's belief and trying to help them, I think I've done myself harm, and just by letting them believe in what they want, you know, and letting them continue to do it to themselves. It's devastating for me as a person to think, well, you know, I'm going to tell you about witchcraft and gang stalking that it isn't there, and the people that don't believe in it start to believe in it because of me, and I cause harm. So I find it very difficult to give those messages. AI is growing, yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult. I don't know. I mean, I've been on here for now 6 years, 7 years, I think, and I should have well grown by now. I'm not saying that, you know, nearly 30,000 is not a lot. It is a lot, but I should have done a lot better by now. But I think my opinion on things are so diverse. You know, I like to get people to wake up. I'm a spiritual light-working being, Archangel Christ of Lord, and I'm here to save the universe. Trust me, I've been down that road, and it got me nowhere. And it wasted a lot of time. When your belief changes and other people's don't, you struggle to get other people to believe in what you do, I suppose. And that's the same as witchcraft, gang stalking, and all that sort of stuff. I always believe in action. If I'm really uncomfortable where I am, I'll move. If my job isn't working, I'll get another one. You know, it's if I'm living in a place where I'm being victimized by people, I would make a plan to move. You know, I wouldn't stay put letting that continue to happen and happen. I would start thinking about what do I do to change my scenario. Yeah, more is less. I did say that over on Patreon. I think it was Patreon where I was giving advice over there. Less is actually more. Because if you concentrate on something less, you actually get it a lot quicker. And if you spend too much time with a partner, which is more time with a partner and more time with a partner, you actually realize that you can't breathe or think or do the things that you want to do. When you spend less time with a partner, you actually want to see them more because you miss them. Right? So less is always more. And I'm a great believer in that. So for relationships, if you obsess about wanting one, you find it very difficult to get one. It's because you're obsessing about getting one. The majority of males that I know, when they don't want a relationship, is normally when they're offered by 3 or 4. It's actually a classroom that is supposed to be simulated and see what the teacher can teach the AI. Yeah, well, the thing is with actual AI now is that YouTube will not pay people for doing AI. So if you're not a face on a screen and everything that you do is AI generated, so it means that it's not really your voice. But even if it is your voice, but you're not showing your face, you will not get AdSense revenue. So you might get subscribers, but you won't get paid for doing so. They stopped that a little while ago. And the actual algorithm itself is an AI. It isn't humans. It's an AI. So it tries to figure out where it needs to place your reading. So thumbnails and YouTube titles are the most, not tags. A thumbnail and a title that's catchy, where it comes up and people are like, oh, that catches my eye. I'll click on that. You know. So what do you do today, Steve? Today I've done Patreon. I when I get up, my readings are on Patreon. You know, I'm trying to get to the point where people join Patreon so I can earn some money, so I can start planning my life. I'll probably have to buy a van and so on and so forth. And I don't know, because I've already got a nice car, which can't get a van and a car, and if I do, it's more. So yeah, I'm sort of like planning my next route. I'll tell you this about, if you are interested, of how I realized that when a manifestation, well, a calling, I wouldn't call it a manifestation because I believe in a preordained destiny. When you realize that your destiny is calling you, so if any of you have followed me for quite a while, right? I don't know if you've ever seen me, or a little while ago, about 3 months ago, when I was saying that I was going out to McDonald's in a car park and I was probably falling asleep in my car and I was having anxiety a little bit, but I found pleasure in going to McDonald's car park, sitting there in a huge arena car park, parking up, watching the sky and the birds and the cars. And I had this instant feeling in my head that I wanted to be in my car all of the time and that I wanted to travel. So at the time I was talking to my girlfriend about maybe what would it cost to get a camper van and maybe travel across England. And then I started to talk to her about, how about if we just get in my car for a week and we just travel, and we don't rent out a B&B, and we don't pay the £178 that it costs to stay per night, and we just sleep in the car, and we get out like a gas stove and whatnot, and we start cooking our own food and little tent, and go out and travel on the road, not pay anything, be very cheap. You got heating, air conditioning, travel, battery that doesn't cost anything, no rent, no mortgage. So I was really wanting to do that. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, YouTube starts going down. I start really struggling with finances and people leaving Patreon. And then suddenly I just started looking and thinking, well, what did I do before that I love and that I would go back to? Because I can't work because of my back. Driving was always my possession, my job before tarot. So I thought driving. So I applied for a long distance driving job and got it. So what was the calling 2 or 3 months ago telling me? That 3 months now, you're more than likely going to be driving, doing a courier job, getting paid for doing what you was going to do for nothing, which is traveling across England, delivering parcels to people, being on the road, sleeping in your van or car until the next day, getting more work or coming home, and now getting paid to do so. So it was like a calling 3 months ago that was saying that in, say, 3 months, your destiny is going to start to change from being full-time tarot reader to a driver tarot kind of, you know. But yeah, that's how I realized that a calling was kind of started to happen, because it's happening now. So yeah, very strange. But that's how you realize, is by having that obsessed thought that of a job change or something. What's going on here? Question mark. Then are you saying that I spoke to a robot live on the phone, live on YouTube? I don't know, Amy. I don't know. Did you? What did you phone YouTube for? Yeah, there are people that work at YouTube. Yeah, people do work at YouTube and run as humans. But the algorithm of YouTube, because there are billions and billions and billions per day of videos that go out, it's not a human that decides where it goes. It's an AI now that decides where to place your video. So it organizes and sorts out what the video is called, whereabouts it's most suited, because they wouldn't put tarot in front of a person that watched vlogs. Right? If you're a person that's constantly typing in vlogs and you watch the day in the life of a vlogger, you're not going to see so many videos that are being asked of you to watch tarot, right? Because the algorithm knows that you're not interested in it, because the majority of your search results come up as vlogging. So you'll stop seeing so many tarot readings, right? That's pretty much how it works. If you're constantly searching tarot or watching tarot, the majority of your feed on YouTube when you open up the app will be loads of different tarot readers to watch, or the ones that you consistently watch every single day. So you'll constantly get it until you start searching in something different, right? So when you're posting videos and you're making videos for YouTube, it's the same, right? The more videos that you make of the same subject, YouTube will start to realize that they need to put those sort of videos in front of those sort of clients. It does it for you. But because there are so many, it's difficult in order to get seen, right? So is there anybody who wants to join the join button below for a question? It only costs you, I think it's $2 or $3. Doesn't cost much. Oops. And a comment from one in the chat was, wait, are real people? I don't know. Can I have a, sorry, I've got a little heart in front of that and I've got no idea why that is there. Let me open up my chat window. Sign into chat. There we go. I wish I could, but good morning to you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, Electra, how are you? So, can I have a read, please? What would you like to know, little dink? But I will need your your actual name there in order to be able to look for. I don't know, Amy. I think you're way too far out there for me, like, and all this AI shit. I don't know. I've joined a couple of weeks. Yeah, because you're in green, so you can ask away if you're in green and you've joined. I've never bought also Overline, but good listening to you and your stories. Have a great night. Make lots of money. Thank you, Siri. So what is your question, Swittledink? But I do also need your name to call out, which I think you said your real name is Sweetheart, right? I can walk through fire, walk through flames, 'cause I burn for you. I burn for you. And push me to the moon. Is it a one-off payment? Is what one-off payment? No, it's per month. So when you join, I've got two things that you can join. They are both per month basis, and you can stay or leave or rejoin at any point. But they are on a month basis. So when you join, you get a month. Doesn't matter when. The join button below is $2 to $3, I think, and you get a whole month. But when you're over there, you get teaching videos that I've posted. I think there's about 6 or 7 of them. Tells you below. It tells you in the show more section. And there are, and then you get free questions and answers. So if I don't get on and you get 1 or 2 per month, it's still better than £40, which is a full reading with me. You know, and then you can leave and then come back at a later date, baby. But is anyone coming in, please? Okay, sure. It doesn't matter, Swittledink, like, you know, there's no point. Is like when I'm saying to you, like, if you're thinking about wanting love and stuff like that, you probably won't get it, right? There's no point in forcing yourself to not think about love when you want love, because it's like having a panic attack. You know, the more you think about having one, you'll have one, right? So even if you're trying to tell yourself that you don't want it, you're still thinking about it, right? So you have to be at the point naturally where you're not thinking about anything, right? So you physically have got to not want anything. So Swittledink, what is your actual name? So I can call it out. Yeah, then Patreon. Patreon is where I spend all of my time, right? So you'll get every star sign starting from, you know, all 12 basically, and you get 2 weekly readings every week. Now that is a little bit more. I think that's about £12, whatever that is in UK, in the US, I don't know, but it's £12 a month, and you get loads of readings each week. You get a 2 weekly reading, and we go over every possible outcome that there is. And you can join, stay, and join another month, or leave and then come back next year or next month. You know, there's no contract. It's just that you join for a month, and then you're asked at the end of every month if you want to rejoin or not. Amy, I've got no idea what you're saying. I'll send you the screenshot. Steve of her comment, please say it. What? Say what? I got no idea. You can if you're a member, Ishika. You need to come up in green. All right. Hold on a minute. Where's the... copy? God, I've got so many. Hello, Susie, how are you? Where is the fucking... There it is. Sign into chat. I am goddamn signed in. Oh, this is bollocks. I don't know if anybody can actually post the link there to the join button. It's pretty easy to find. So, my government name is Sweetheart. How on earth did your parents call you Sweetheart? Sweetheart. So what's Sweetheart got coming up? Sweetheart. So you are looking for a sweetheart, but you're on the metaphysical journey, sweetheart, right? This is very difficult. But you're on the metaphysical journey, right? So you're wanting one. So you're looking to find out from tarot if anybody's coming. But are you taking action? You need action, right? So you want one. So are you on dating websites? Are you eyeing up men? Are you going to bars? Are you sitting at the bar dressed up, looking nice, willing to be approached like on your own, not in groups of people, because men can feel a little bit intimidated, right? So if you're doing all of those, you know, you need to take action, because these are not action cards. This is just you curious about love, really. Okay. Sweet. It's after Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah, Axl Rose, right? Sweetheart. So yeah, there's a cooling energy there, but there's a getting frustrated, sweetheart. Right here. You're on a spiritual journey. That's you know, majority of us are. You're right, Martin Green. How are you doing, dude? But yeah, you're on a spiritual journey, right? This is a calling called in a direction to find love, right? And that's the path that you've chose. This is two, left or right, a path, right? I'm curious about love, but when is it coming, right? So instead of just watching tarot, what you need to do is you need to put yourself on dating websites. This is, like I said, with my job calling me in a certain direction, I felt like I needed to do something different. So I started to apply myself by looking for jobs that I felt like I was really good at, which is driving, right? So for you here, you could be following Alice. This is the white rabbit, right? Nines are my white rabbit card, which means it's Virgo. Virgo means that I am following a dark hole of fiction and not facts. So I'm stuck in the realm of fiction because I haven't got it, but I want it, right? So this is where danger can come up in tarot readings, which means where I say, they're gang stalking you and they're watching you on social media, but you don't know that. So you start to believe it because I'm telling you it, and it's called the power of suggestion. Right? So I'm suggesting to you that someone could be watching you online, right? If you don't know that to be true, you can end up starting to lose your mind and actually believe it, and it's called the placebo, right? You start to believe what someone tells you that much that you start to believe and make it work and make it happen, right? People say manifestation, so on and so forth, right? So you have to be aware of your thoughts, because this could be like gang stalking and witchcraft, whatever people start to believe in. You start telling them anything spiritual, and the first instant they go to is gang stalking, paranoia, narcissism, gaslighting, you know, and everything else. What is going on with this? No, mum, I'm in both. Please, please, are you okay? Question mark. What is this about here? Sorry, because that's really distracting me from the readings. Oh, this is not one of those where someone comes up, starts saying that they're channeling from my channel, right? Oh my God, I think I had to get rid of you before on here. I'm sorry, but I do not like people keep coming up in the chat saying that they're channeling off my channel and I'm channeling from your channel and just... Look at Evie's comment. Eva's. Who is Eva? I haven't got an Eva in the comment. Oh. I wish I could, but a good morning to you today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Electra Eva. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I need a moderator. So, where are we? Well, I'm getting so distracted. This is not doing my ADD any good. Yeah. Sweetheart. So, yeah, at the moment, you need action in order to stop creating fiction here, right? If you keep creating more fiction and fiction and fiction, then you need action, because all you're going to get is more fiction, right? You're going to get more thinking and more thinking and more yearning and thinking. Sorry, Amy, it's just too many comments. I don't know what's being said here. Let's see. So you got something coming up. Now, is that Amy's energy? No. Fucking ADD. My ADD is kicking in. I'm going to have to let you look at my face instead of these cards, man. I am so distracted at the moment. Sweetheart, right? That's your name. Sweetheart. What's coming up for Sweetheart, please? Three of Pentacles. So do you have anyone around you, Sweetheart, that you're kind of like, you're looking... Are you caught in a metaphysical third-party energy here? Obsessing about someone else's lover, maybe, here? Sweetheart, Swittle Dink. Swiddlelink, we're waiting for your reply so I can find out what you're going through so I can try and help you out. Is there a delay or is it like... I'm not getting any reply. Are you still there, Swittle Dink? Are you still there? Hello? Is it the feed or is it... What is it? Let's get some of my fucking nerves, man. I would love stars, please. Jeff, people need you need to join in order to get a question, mate. There's a link below that says join for questions and stuff. It's stressing me out already. Does anybody know how you set? For some reason, it won't let me sign into the chat. I kind of need to be on the chat. Oh, my courier job has just come up. There we go. I'm still here. Okay, I think it's because I swore. No, you can swear on here, I think. Amy, can you please stop asking questions? Right. Sorry, but because if I was on the chat, I would take you off the chat. You know, if you've not joined, stop asking me questions, please, because I'm not going to answer questions if people haven't paid. You know, I was love bombed by someone for a couple of months, and she recently ghosted me. I'm going through things. Okay, there you go. So this is ghosted, right? And he recently ghosted me. I'm going through things. Yeah. So there's a spiritual calling, but you're in a metaphysical third energy now, where your belief system might be making you think that there's someone else that he left you for. It's possible. But this can also be like what you go through when you're in a spiritual calling. You split up, you argue, they go off, you know. Sometimes they go off to other people, sometimes they don't, and then you get back together here with the Three of Cups. So you get word about reconciliation, Three of Cups. But there is a ghosting energy there. Sweetheart, what's going on with Sweetheart? King of Cups in reverse. Oh no, luckily I've got all my cards in reverse. So it could be a Scorpio. Yeah, it looks like you get back together. This person comes in. But like I said, I mean, you see what you've said there, Sweetheart, right? You've said, I thought he left me from someone else, right? Don't think, right? The moment that you're thinking, you could end up accusing someone of infidelity and cheating if they're not, right? That's fiction based. Anybody that's accused of something is fiction without being proven, you know, innocent before proven guilty in a court of law, right? In a relationship that results to around like metaphysics and also tarot, never go off what you think. Always go off what you know. Because if you go off what you think, you follow the white rabbit and you follow Alice, which means that you follow the hermit. You're trying to find out an answer that's metaphysical in tarot readings without actually knowing, right? So you keep following messages that are not really given to you by you knowing, right? So to stop yourself from going crazy in the end, right, the placebo effect that it works, right, is to find out, right? Which means that you have to have a private eye detective to follow your boyfriend when you get back together to find out if he's meeting up with another woman. And if he is, then you know, right? Get a friend to say, okay, I see that your boyfriend was talking to another woman. They looked quite intimate. They looked quite close. Then that's going to be down to whether you believe your friend or not. But those sort of facts need to be there to stop fiction from happening, right? Else you'll join the population of YouTube that get lost in the Alice Road, right? That's an awakening, and they all do it. They all get lost down the road of Alice, right? So there's a good chance of reconciliation. You get back together. They're more than likely, in order to find out if the person's changed or not, you have to keep doing it, right? Which means that you've got to go through the cycle again to find out what happens next time, right? Because this is an ending as a beginning. Reconciliation, get back together. Is there a third party? The person says no. You've either got to believe them and trust them or not believe them and then keep following Alice. So it really comes down to like going through another cycle when you get back together to find out if he has changed his ways and you have also changed yours, right? And that'll give you the conclusion when you get back together, because you're about to go through another cycle here, right? Now, if these were personal readings, you would get a lot more cards and a lot more in depth, but because it's only a couple of quid, bruv, that's kind of what you get, right? Without the distraction. So, man, another cycle. Yes, another cycle, unfortunately. Yeah, we all go through them. We've all been through them. I've been doing it for years. Years and years and years and years. So it never ends. John, you're right, son. How you getting on? Greetings from Yosemite, California. Well, enough that. Not a third party. One of my longest followers. Who's the longest follower on here? The only person I really recognize as the longest is John, actually. And Icarus. Sup, Dave? Sup, Dave? You all right? How are you? What's it like up there in Scotland? So I might have a long-distance driving job, Icarus, maybe as a courier. So I might be, at some point, coming up there. So I might be in Scotland at some point. Oh, no, are you trying to stop smoking? Sorry. Yeah, this smoking is the one thing that I have given up. I did give up for a year, but I'm 47 now. I couldn't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Right. I enjoy smoking. So, yeah, it looks like you're about to reconcile, sweetheart, and get back with your partner and go for another cycle. And the only way that you can experience if anybody has changed their ways is by doing it, right? Is by doing it. Sometimes people take a long term to learn, to realize what I'm doing isn't working. Huge energy shift tonight. Is there? Is that probably what's going wrong with my YouTube channel? So I don't think we have anybody else that's joined that's looking for a question. Congratulations on getting some driving time. You love being behind the wheel. That's all that matters. Yeah, I do, John. I mean, I'm a life path 7. I just love being in my car, man. I love being out on the open road. I do. And that was my first job. Well, my first job was a bricklayer, which is the tower. And then my main job of what I wanted to be was a driver. And then I became one. And then I became a tower reader. And now I want to go back to driving. But I'm hoping to do all 3. Tarot from the car and the van. Also when I get home, but long distance driving across England. So if you guys are really interested in what nice places of England look like, then join the vlog, which is below, Behind the Life of Tarot. You'll be able to see me and maybe my girlfriend at times traveling across Britain, showing you some nice places, and also maybe earning some money. I know, because in Britain, sweetheart, that's, you know, when I say Dave, right? Yeah, I used to be saying, you right, Dave? It's from a show called Only Fools and Horses, right? And in London, right, from kind of down where I'm from, like, you right, sweetheart? How are you getting on? You right, sweetheart? So it's a very, yeah, that's pretty much what we say to everybody here. You right, sweetheart? Good morning, how you getting on? Yeah, I'm all right. You take care of yourself, sweetheart. Off you pop. Yeah, I think other boyfriends have got in trouble by looking at you going, you're right, sweetheart. Who are you talking to? Sweetheart. How dare you call her sweetheart? No, Dave, that's her name, innit? What? Sweetheart. Likely story. You're seeing her, ain't you? No? Oh, you just called her sweetheart. You must be seeing her. No, listen, fair cop, gov. I just know that her name is Sweetheart. Fucking hell, that would get me into a jam. It really would. Right. God, dear. Here in New Zealand, it's I can't call you that about. Yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine if you come from England and you was in England, right, and you was a geezer, and I knew you, and I was with my girlfriend, and I said, "You're right, sweetheart." Oh, bruv, you would not hear the last of it. Get home now. What? I haven't said anything. Looking at her up and down, calling her sweetheart. Icarus, you know what I mean, right? So I think we might have to call that it because I've got no people. I thought I would go on early to get the British people or the New Zealand or Australian people out the way. And then maybe I'll go live tonight for the American people. Steve, I've been with you for 4 years. You have, John, I know. Helped me through thick and thin, through court cases, relationships, etc. You're a pro. Thank you, John. You're one of many psychic people I've ever listened to. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, it's been a long time. I think it's 5 years. It's probably 5 that I've been doing this channel. I think it's about 5 years. So nearly the whole time, right? Gemini, I think, right? Sometimes it takes time for the collective to catch up with the style. Yeah, I mean, I'll always keep doing it. I wouldn't, you don't grow a YouTube channel from 0 to 30,000 nearly subscribers and just give it up. Like, I'm not going to give it up, right? Definitely not going to give up Patreon because Patreon is where I'm doing most of my work and the revenue, hopefully, to support my new career until I get it going. But yeah, I'm never just going to give up. I will always do something on here. But at the moment, I just feel like a break is probably needed from YouTube. So I can still do Patreon, still earn a living, but just have a bit of a break from YouTube. Really. It's kind of my feeling. Thank you so very much. Much appreciated always. No problem. Yeah, so when you start going through your new cycle, sweetheart, when you start going through your new cycle, then if things are really not changing, then that's good, to get another question, right? Is to see how the future is looking on that path that you've chosen. The thing is with tarot, if people don't change their path will be the same. So your reading from 1 month to the next month to the next month will be exactly the same unless you choose to do something different. If you choose something different, you'll start seeing tarot differently because you will find new messages in the same readings. Your psyche will automatically look for the message that you're looking for and receive it. So you have to change your path and your direction to find out what the tarot is telling you that's coming up for the question that you're looking for. Right? So action is always needed, because if you don't and you keep following Alice, you'll just stay doing the same, getting the same answer, and then that is Einstein. That's the definition of madness that leads to the same result. Madness. Following Alice. We call everybody hun. Yeah, we do call people hun over here. Maybe not the guys, but the girls call the girls call the guys hun all the time. What are the guys called? Sweetheart, namely. Honestly, in the UK, most men call girls sweetheart. And daughter's car is always in trouble. All right, Susie, what's going on? Hi, sweetheart. If you have time to look at why my and daughter's car is always in trouble recently. Living next door to Alice. Alice. I don't know if I can ask that one, Susie. Probably because you need a new car. Gemini Moon, yeah. Yeah. I always felt you was a Gemini, John. Who the F is Alice? Effing else? Well, let's ask it. Let's see what it says. But I don't think I can get one of those questions. But why is Susie's car always going wrong? What do you know? What do you know, Susie? So your car is always going wrong because it's out of time. You probably need your timing belt sorted out. Right. So you need to ask a mechanic about the timing of your car, the timing of the belt. So that would also be traction of the wheels, right? So you did say to me a little while ago, Susie, you said that you predicted something to do with my wheels on my car, and I said, no. I said I couldn't really think. Well, now I'm getting a driving job, so it might be something to do with that. But it could also be your wheels that you predicted for yourself. Timing, the timing belt. So you might need a fan belt. Whatever you do, don't let that go, because if your gasket goes, you're fucked. Here. So you might need a new car. Okay. If your head gasket goes, you're looking at you're looking at a new car, because it's very expensive to get a new head gasket, right? And that's if your timing is out. Right? Yeah. So traveling has come to a halt because you've got this in reverse. Looking for a new car. Stressed about how much it will cost because the electrics are going also in your car. Oh dear. Have you got an electric car by any chance, or thinking about buying an electric car? Because I'm actually hearing it, like a Tesla maybe, or a car that's like electric. Because if not, it might be something wrong with your electrics. Due for a YouTube detox. Yeah, me too. Me too, John. No way. My daughter brought a car, and after posting a pic, it got sick. Well, I mean, like I said, there's something wrong with your car, so you know you need a new one. But maybe male advice. I don't mean me, because I don't know too much about cars, but you need someone to look at your car pretty much that you trust, that knows a little bit about cars. Because if you go to a car salesman, they're going to... No, if you do not know how to negotiate a car, because I'm looking at buying a van at the moment, and I would take along a friend, because I know nothing about cars. Not really. Because they can always tell you something is majorly wrong with it when it isn't. You know, but they could be telling you the truth. So you need advice from someone that knows about cars, but isn't going to charge you for it, you know. Oh, you're an old car salesperson, are you? Oh, wow. So do you know this, right? I have a Peugeot 3008 GT. Fairly new. Didn't have that many miles on the clock. I got it for 27 grand on finance. I think I've been paying it for the last 4 years, I think 3 or 4 years. But now I'm considering doing a job as a courier where I can kind of do it in that because it has a large capacity at the back. But I was considering on needing a van. So I don't want to go and buy a van and then take out 2 lots of insurances and then also be paying off an expensive car on finance. So I think you can in the UK. You can go to where you got the car and started the finances and the swap shop and ask if you can trade your car in for another car or a van. I think you can do that, right? I think you can. I think you can trade in a car on finances from the company that you got it from and trade it in for a, well, I don't know, one that is either less than what your finances are, the same amount, or maybe more. I don't know. But it's a probably near future thing for me. Absolutely. Oh, so you can. Right, okay. So are you on my Facebook, um, Francine? Do you have Facebook? Because if you're on my Facebook, I normally post up a few updates there, and I might need some advice when it comes to it. No, it don't have to be in the same company. Oh wow, Sales Yard can do it for you. Oh right, oh okay. Yeah, because I know like this was the first car. Like, when this company that I run now, this one, YouTube, when it during COVID, it, you know, everybody was bored, and it was like, whoa, I'm earning shitloads of money. So what do I do with it, right? So I started saving it, and then I thought, right, get myself a nice car. Eventually, at the age of 46, I think I was, no, 40 something, because I've been paying it for 4 years now. I think it's 4 years, £250 a month for 4 years. But now, yeah, things have gone down now. So I'm going to have to think about if I want a driving job and I want a van, I really don't want to go and buy a van and have a car on finances, buy a van and insure that and keep that insurance. Kind of going to have to look at trading my car in for a van and use it for everything. So my Facebook is my name, which is Stephen, Steven, Billy, Billy, Abbott, Abott. So it's Stephen Billy Abbott, and you'll see that my icon is the same. It's the me holding up a red pill and a blue pill. Finance with options, buy after 5 years or trade for new. Just heard from my friend Mel. Are you on Facebook, Mel? Sandwich and coffee. Ooh. But been thinking of ideas. Ooh, one of my best friends has just opened a shop. Are you on here, Mel? Do you need a driver? If you need a driver, what do you know? I don't think you're on here, Mel, are you? Sorry, I'm just talking to friends on Facebook. Was it a 5-year loan term? No, it wasn't a 5-year loan term. No, because it was, I think it was 27,000. It was an expensive car because it was quite brand new. So it's 27 grand. How many years was it? I think they said after 5 years, I think it was, you get an option to buy it or trade it. Like outright. You can buy it or trade it after 5 years. I think it was something like that. But I can't remember how long it was for. I've got all the paperwork somewhere up over there actually, but there was so much paperwork I had no idea. Even when I was buying it, I never even asked for a better price. I just went in and went, oh, that's nice. I can afford to pay that much per month. I'll just take it. And it is a great car. I love it. But we'll find out your payout amount, and hopefully your car is worth more than you owe, then you can finance new vehicle. Okay, so because the problem is that when I took it out, it wasn't insured, or it is now, but it wasn't for commuting because I didn't need it for work because I was working here. So now I've had to take out commuting insurance and also business insurance, but the car itself wasn't listed as the fact that, because it was on the terms that it doesn't go over a certain amount of mileage. Because if it goes over a certain amount of mileage, how much they offer me or a swap is going to be less. So I don't know how it was all worked out. You love customers like me, I know. And he probably did, man. Like, he didn't tell me also that the wet belt, which is some sort of transmission belt, was worth $1,000 to be fixed, and it was going to be like they last 10 years before you have to have them fixed. And when I bought it, it broke after a year. So I thought I was going to have to spend $1,000 on a belt, but luckily enough, when I took it in to be fixed, they said Peugeot have agreed to pay it for you because it hasn't lasted 10 years. So I didn't have to pay, which was lucky. But yeah, when it comes to going into places like that, I have got no idea. So I would say whichever way around it is, it's probably best for me to take it in now. Would you say, whatever it is? Because if I am starting these courier jobs, right, I'm obviously going to be commuting a lot because it's more than likely going to be 200, like, you know, £80 of petrol every single day, more than likely. So it's going to be 200 miles, 300 miles, 400 miles, 400 miles back, right? So it's going to be a long time. Like, that's a day maybe. So it's going to be clocking up a lot of mileage. So I've got a feeling I'm more than likely going to have to end up doing something with the car that I bought under the condition and the terms that I wasn't going to be running it that much. Right? It was basically just for shopping and whatnot. But how the hell do you go into a car salesman explaining all that without him rubbing his hands together thinking, oh, fucking hell, Dave, we've got a good one here. I think I'm going to have to look up one of my mates and get him to come with me. I suppose that's kilometers per... Yeah, we go off miles. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Right, so if you want to find me on Facebook, you can give me some advice, you guys, if you want. It's just my normal Facebook page. It's got me and my girlfriend on there, and there's pictures and shit. But yeah, if you want to find me on there, you can. Stephen Billy Abbott. And then if you're any good for advice, you can actually give me it. Do it on a Honda round. Yeah, so that would be, yeah, because I'd probably want a Sprinter van or something, right? I would say. Actually, I'm really good friends with the mechanic at the road here, like really good friends with him. And he knows everything about cars and also trading. And the people I used to work for trade vans, buy vans and trade vans, because they work they own their own company in driving vans. They're a van company that drives children to and from school. And they're born mechanics. So I think they're probably really good people to ask. Yeah, yeah. So if you find me on Facebook, Francine, if I get stuck or anything, I might end up sending you a message. Right, guys, I'm going to have to go because I've got an email that I've been waiting for from the company that I want to work for. So hopefully I've got it, and hopefully they're saying you can start tomorrow. So we'll see. So thanks very much, guys. Things will change if you're still here. Things will change along the. I am never going to give up YouTube, but at the moment I am taking a slight break. If you do and you're like, I really want a reading by Steve, personal readings are always open. There will be the occasional reading on here, but Patreon is where you will find your readings every single day for every single star sign. So thanks very much, guys.